Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the SCN on TV podcast for Legion Season 1, Episode 5, Chapter 5. I'm your host, Clio. I'm sorry. I'm used to, episodes with actual names. This chapter stuff is getting me confused. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have the world's angriest boy in the world with a severed head.
Yeah, that's Lenny's head.
That's Lenny's head. Oh, you... Well, if we're to believe her, she is also the world's angriest boy in the world. She is...
She's everything.
Almost every, delusion.
She's the damn dog.
She's the damn dog. She's king. She's every delusion that David's ever had. She is the other personality. Mm-hmm. There doesn't seem to be any more. Yet. Perhaps. So that kind of blew my mind a little.
Oh, this episode is... The show keeps throwing shit at you, and it always feels like I've never seen it before. This is a very different show. Like, this show doesn't remind me of anything. Mm-hmm. It's so unique in that way.
Yeah. And I'm just... I was sort of confident as what was real and what wasn't, and then halfway through this episode, I'm like, wait, what if they are actually all just in David's head? Like, what if none of this?
I don't know.
Like, every time I go back to, what if not a single thing is real? And, like, because the ending definitely, I'm gonna jump all around today because this episode is just insane. But the ending definitely, maybe so like, okay, so they're going back to the insane asylum, but everybody's there. But did we never leave?
I don't know. So Lenny's there, and she's the doctor. And Lenny, you are looking fine, Lenny, in those glasses and those slacks. Mm-hmm.
Oof. Just looking dang presentable, even.
Yeah.
Like a member of society.
Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, because now I'm, like, hyper paranoid. I'm like, wait, what if they never left the insane asylum? What if they've been there the entire time?
And what if Lenny is not Lenny?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I think the most crazy thing for me this episode was the like, insane destruction of Division 3.
Oh, yeah, that shit. The mass murdering things that are happening.
Yeah.
There, at one point, I swear, there was a face on the ground, and not like, someone's face, planted on the ground. No, there was actual face on the ground so hard that there was no more face on the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It almost like any way you could imagine murdering people is what had happened.
And accompanied by this awesome music that does not fit the imagery at all.
Oh, no. But that clearly was the devil had taken over.
Yeah.
And was going about murdering. And even the director, when they got to him, when he was still alive on the floor, described him as the devil. The monster was wearing a human face. And I'm wondering if he was referring to David as the human face that the devil was wearing.
Yeah, well, it very well could have been. They explained in this episode, they were talking about the devil with yellow eyes, and I'm just going to call him the Butter King. So they're talking about the Butter King, and they said, well, like, you're calling it an it, so what is it? Is it a mutant? And And they said, I don't know, maybe, kind
If
of,
it
but it's
is,
like
it's old.
separated from its body,
Yeah.
and now it's in David's body.
I mean, it could be that it's not a mutant at all, and it's just it's like a spirit, or it's a actual demon. I don't know. I'm getting like more uncertain with this show as we go on. Like I have
Uh,
less and less answers.
yeah, I'm sure the Butter King has a name that we will find out later if it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, because the only reason we're calling him the devil with the yellow eyes is because that's what David let slip to the therapist. Which now that we have this, now that we see the David murdering as the devil, or vice versa,
Or by
however that works. I'm assuming that what happened to the therapist, like David either beating him or killing him, and even the eating of the tape, that was the devil doing that, because he had that weird smile on his face that he does when he's controlled by the devil.
Yeah.
And I think, God, the first couple of scenes were so super disturbing, because it's like, David, why do you have that super weird, like, rapey smile on your face? Like, it's weirding me out. I'm not comfortable
I
with
don't
that.
know. I mean, I love David.
Yeah.
I love David. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but sweetie, honey, it's just. You have me worried. You have me worried sometimes. You have me worried about you and Sydney, and your relationship, and you guys. You finally did the thing. A literal mind fuck.
Yeah. Oh, that is literally what it was.
We saw all the things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's got, they called it the White Room. And it's like his little pocket dimension for them to have sexy times.
Yeah. And I like how Sydney explained her first time, if it even was technically hers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because she said she switched. Like her body came back to her while he was in her. So kind of, I guess she did. It was technically kind of her.
Yeah, but she switched with her mother.
Yeah, I know. But then the body switched. Like she switched the minds with her mother.
Well, she was in her mother.
In her mother's body.
Yeah. And then, but at that time, it didn't last as long as it does now. So it's probably just like for maybe like 2 minutes, and then she switched back.
Yeah.
And then everybody was screaming. Nobody knows what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Because all of a sudden, he's having sex with his girlfriend, and then there's his girlfriend's daughter with him in the shower. So, like, that, yeah, that's gotta be that's a screaming moment. Yeah. Very weird. But yeah, they have, this now little mind pocket it's their little bedroom. And was it, she was running from, I forgot what part of the episode this was in, but she was running from the devil, and she's like, David, go to the White Room, and I'm like, why would you want to go into his mind when the thing that's from his mind is chasing you? Like, what? Why?
I don't know. No, oh, wait, no, they were going to get shot. David was going to get shot. And then she told him to go to the White Room.
Oh.
And then the Butter King came into the White Room.
Oh, yeah. Because as soon as I was like, why do you want to go into his mind right now? That's like the worst idea.
But like, wouldn't the bullet still hit you?
Yes, but I think he was also like subconsciously stopping them with his mind.
Yeah. Well, he could teleport, right?
Yes, he can.
So part of me was starting to think, okay, wait, when that happened, like, wait, why would you want to do that? I mean, you're just prolonging the inevitable. And then I thought, wait a minute, did he like teleport them to an actual white room? Is this what they've been doing?
No, because if he did teleport them to some place in the physical world. Oh, and we even saw her face, like her euphoric face while they were in the... So they were just in, like, his mind. Because he was able to touch her and nothing happened. So it was all in the brain space. But it could be in the... what do they call that? The dimension between worlds that Oliver is stuck in? I forgot. Whatever. So it could be in the in-between world. So you...
The fish tank.
The fish tank. So maybe they're there and not, like, in his mind? Because, no, David didn't physically leave. Oh, Jesus, I have no idea. Yeah, there was a part in this episode where I lost, like, where they were.
So I think my danger room theory is not holding up. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Because now I think they're all actually just in an insane asylum, and that's all.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That'd be kind of lame, though.
It really would, which is why I think it's not that. But I don't know, man.
Well, maybe for now they are. But like, I don't want the end of the series to be like, oh, like none of that shit ever happened.
Yeah.
Like, some of it had to have happened.
Mm-hmm. Astral plane. It's called the astral plane.
There we go.
There we go. So, Amy, precious Amy.
Amy, my wife.
Waifu, Amy. Oh wait, before I go on to Amy, they left the doctor there. Kissinger. Oh. They left him there. Like, David, I understand why David would leave him. Like, to me, that makes sense. Because it also was the devil, and the devil doesn't give a shit. But, like, why would Sydney just leave him? I was confused by that. I'm like, why don't you just help him?
Well, nobody cares.
Okay,
Nobody
I guess.
Like, he's not important to the plot enough.
I wonder, since they left him, if he will be important to the plot. Ooh.
Oh.
Because technically him and Perm are the only two left alive from Division 3.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is dead. Which I still don't know what Perm's powers are, and it gets me upset.
I don't know. I've given up on Perm. Perm, you just do you.
Yeah.
Just do you. I don't care what your powers are. Just
Yay.
You upset me. Okay, you annoy me. You're fucking sucking in face. It popped. Just go away.
Yeah, he's kind of like just following them now. I don't know what his goal is.
I don't know. He doesn't intimidate me. He doesn't intimidate me. It's like you're just kind of there. You're not doing anything. Like, what's your purpose?
Yeah, because at first he was intimidating because we didn't know what his deal was. We still don't know what his deal was, but now too much time has passed for there to be any caring about it.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I don't know what the Butter King's deal is, but we learn a bit more about him.
Yeah. Where
I'm interested to, like, know what he's about. And, just because he's a creepy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when he walks in to the room with Sydney and David, I was like, oh, now that I see all of him, he's not that scary. And then they zoomed in on his face. I'm like, nope, he's still scary. Nope,
And I feel like he's going to get more and more disturbing
in, like, different
as time
ways.
progresses.
Yeah. And there was, after they had sex, I think the second time or whatever, it panned around the room to the bathroom door, which was, like, lit up red, and then just in the middle of the bathroom was the beagle, and then it panned away, and I'm just like, dog's the devil. That dog's the devil. Fuck that dog.
Yeah, we got a lot of... I want to know the significance of dogs in this show.
Yeah.
Because, so we got King, and we got this other dog-like thing that we saw earlier,
In the cage, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the deal with those? Like the dog is either the Butter King, or these dogs are like a symbol of something. They represent something.
It could be both, because Perm was also whittling a dog at least once, if not twice. So there's got to be something else with dogs. I can't for the life of me think of what.
No, but
Wendigos.
that's
We're gonna get Wendigos.
we're gonna get Wendigos. That's what's happening. We're gonna get Wendigos. We're gonna get Apocalypse. We're gonna get all the things. We're gonna get Sabretooth. What fuck all with this show. It can do whatever it wants.
That's true. They've definitely drawn a line between, you know, the comic book sci-fi stuff and like horror stuff. They're
Yeah,
like,
and this is the closest we're probably gonna get to a Marvel horror show, and I love it.
yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. We saw Giles again this episode. Giles is the world's angriest boy in the world. The name I gave him, yeah, that's Giles. We saw Giles again in that cool scene that I love this scene where the sound is just gone.
Yeah. So in David's
the
childhood
like the
house.
giant. Remember the giant dial a few episodes back?
Yeah.
He turned the thing all the way down.
Yeah.
But the world dial, he found it and he just yanked that thing all the way to the left.
Yeah, and I think I think that was the devil. That was Lenny. That was Lenny. Because when Sydney gets up into the room with Amy, the sound is kind of back.
Mm-hmm.
And Lenny was like, "Oh no, you don't. This is the listening, whatever." So I think Lenny was controlling that at that point.
Mm-hmm. Oof. That's a cool scene, and it's a good scene for establishing mood.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
So like that's why when Giles ran across the screen, it's why it actually scared me. And then Lenny scared me because then like all of a sudden the sound was back.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I forgot to mention, speaking of, we were talking about Amy, my wife. We were talking about this little secret that she had.
Yes.
She's not David's real sister.
Yes, that David was adopted. They brought him home. He was very upset. She said he was crying the whole time. And honestly, do we know if David's parents are alive or dead? Is that
I don't think they mentioned it,
They've
but
never
from
said
what,
either way.
but it feels like they are because
Yeah.
Amy's like the only one who would come visit him in the asylum, and he went to her house. He didn't go to his parents' house, so it feels like they're out of the picture.
Right, because they're in the parents' house right now, but it's completely empty. There's no furniture. It doesn't even look like it's on the market. It's like they just left it, abandoned it. Yeah, so he's adopted, and Brian in chat says if David's adopted, then who are his real parents?
Well, we know who the daddy is.
We're pretty sure we know who the daddy is.
The mother, we're not so sure about.
Yes. Probably Professor X. Probably.
Yeah. The mother, it could be Myra. It could be Melanie if she had an affair with her husband or something.
And he's been gone for 21 years. Oh, no, well, no, wait. David's 30. So never mind. The math doesn't work there.
No. Anybody see Logan?
No, I haven't seen Logan yet.
Logan. Yeah, Professor X is in that.
Mm-hmm.
No mention of David, probably because, this universe and the movie universe are they're in the same universe, but, not tied together directly.
They're pretty different too.
It doesn't sound like this Professor X in Logan. Doesn't sound like he had a child at one point, and in the other movies, it doesn't look like he had any other flings. But maybe that will get explained in this show. Mm-hmm. If something happened, if there was a time jump, or maybe Professor X had someone in the past. We still don't know when this show takes place.
Not exactly, no. Because they're still confusing us. I think they're doing it on purpose, too. Um, yeah, I'm like racking my brain trying to figure stuff out, and it's just not really.
It's not working.
Not really
You can't
working.
do it. You can't do it with this show.
I think I just have to let the show wash over me a little and
It
stop thinking
has
so
to,
much.
but it's fun to speculate.
Yeah, of course.
And our craziest theories could be actually true in this case because, you know, this show, fuck this show. Fuck this show. Fuck you for being so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think Melanie was especially interesting in this episode. Because she is a little obsessed with Oliver. Like, she desperately wants to get him back. And Paul even calls her out on it. And he's like, you need him to get Oliver back. She's like, no, he's important for the cause, and he's important because they're going to use him against us. And Paul is like,
fuck the cause.
Yeah, Paul is like, I smell your bullshit. I smell it.
You want your man. Like Sydney said. That's my man.
Yeah, like said, that's my man. And it's funny because like Melanie was warning Sydney against getting like not that she was warning her about getting too attached, but she was warning her about over trusting David because we still don't know a lot about him. And that was funny to me just because Melanie is like obsessed with Oliver, so maybe Melanie needs to take a little bit of her own advice. A little bit.
I mean, Melanie, her head needs to be in the right place because, you know, she is kind of like the leader of this. What's this place called? Summerland. But again, she's human. Well, she's not human. She's a mutant. But, you know, mutants are humans with powers. But, you know, they still have human emotions. And
yes. And I mean, we're not even sure Melanie is a mutant. She might not be.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And that's, the more episodes go by, the more I think she might not be a mutant. She just knows how to open her mind to a psychic because she's been with Oliver.
Yeah. It could be, she might have been part of the division.
Oh.
But broke off.
Ooh.
I think because the division wants, you know, I think the division wants to study mutants.
Yeah.
So, and if that's their only goal, I don't know, but I think part of it is they want to study mutants and understand them.
Yeah. And 3 episodes ago, I forget when it was, but she was talking about Perm and how he and Carrie and her and Oliver and her all started, like, I'm not sure if she said they started Summerland or they were working together when Perm just wanted to go and like hurt people and destroy lives, and the other 3 were like, no, let's not do that.
That's not do that. Don't do that.
So that'd be interesting to see, like, just how the 4 of them got started and what they did.
Yeah, this show is about David, but I want to see episodes of these other characters, how they fit into the story, how did they get to where they are, because we got a little bit, if this is even true or not, a little bit of Sydney's past, you know, sprinkled just a little bit at the end of this episode with a little group therapy session. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering in the next episode we're going to learn more about her and her parents, what happened with her father.
Yeah, right, because her dad... Did they say if he was dead or just out of the picture? Because...
They said he died.
Died, okay.
Not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was her stepfather that she had her first experience with, so... Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope to get more backstory. Like, this feels like the show that won't give us a lot of answers, but I hope at least we get backstory.
Well, the show will give us small answers here and there, but like not the big ones. Like I don't think the show will be structured like, you know, the normal shows that we cover. Like there isn't like, okay, like this is this arc and we're gonna give you the answers at like the midpoint. And like at the end of the season, all will be revealed. And no, I don't think it's going to work that way. I think it will be like just little things here and there about like small questions that we had, and like it'll eventually piece together. But when we piece it all together, there's still going to be big gaping other questions that we haven't answered yet.
Mm-hmm. Probably. God, I feel like there was something else about that I wanted to talk about. Anyway. Oh, Carrie. That's what I wanted to talk. I want to talk about Carrie. Carrie's not dead. Thank God.
No.
We didn't lose a Carrie.
Nope. Still, the movie spot got shot in.
Yeah. Right in the bony part of the shoulder where you probably shatter everything.
But you're fine. You're gonna live.
You're fine. You'll live. So they, other Carrie is treating her.
Carrie and Karen.
Carrie and Carrie is treating her, and he says he can't absorb her yet because he'd go into shock. But I guess when she's stable, he does absorb her, and which makes. But then, she comes out of him and she's fine. She doesn't have any marks on her. So I'm wondering if, the male Carrie, since he's kind of the dominant body, if he just like takes the wounds for himself, because she seemed fine coming out.
That's what it seems like. So I don't know if this. I'm afraid he's gonna die, because here's what I think is gonna happen. And the show, with the way this show is, it probably won't do this. Like it won't. We can't expect things from the show that we expect from other shows. But she'll have a fatal accident, and the only way to save her is for them to merge. And then she comes out fine, but when she leaves his body, he's dead.
Yeah, maybe. That's gonna suck. Yeah, because they definitely set this up to establish how their symbiotic relationship works in terms of the physical. So clearly he's still bruised and banged up, and she comes out fine. So that you might be right in that regard. Hope not. Hope he doesn't die. I like the Carries.
Oh no, I hope they don't. But you know what? If the show wants to get the feels out, and the show already gave me the feels. Gave me the feels with Amy. You don't leave Amy alone.
And she's,
leave Amy alone.
She thinks she got rescued, or her brother. That's a nice moment, and then she's just getting tortured again.
No.
Stop doing that to Amy.
You had an escape plan and everything. Well, not kind of. I mean, Dave just kind of went in there and just like beat the shit out of everybody. That was his plan, which was a great plan. Save the girl, save the world. But no.
Yeah. And that was really interesting with Lenny too, because they were in the bathroom. She was just like, "Me and you, power team, we'll kick some ass." And she was kind of right. They did kick a lot of ass.
How much was that David, and how much was that Butter King?
Yeah, I think it was like 99.999% repeating.
Or was that Lenny? Or was that Lenny? Just doing it all.
I think they're the same person. I think there's only one other identity besides David, and it's the devil. The devil is just wearing different faces of Lenny, of David, of King. I think that's it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm like struggling to like talk about more stuff because it's all just questions.
God, no. Okay, so like we know that Butter King can do this, wear different faces. He's gonna wear Sydney's face. He's gonna do that. He's going to.
No. Bad touch. Stranger danger. Don't do that.
Ew. Oh, that's gross. Oh, I just got an image in my head.
I know. Well, I mean, he was chasing her around onto the bed, and I was like, "Oh,
no.
Don't let this be weird. Don't let this be weird." Yeah. And at this point, like, she clearly, when David brings her into the White Room and he's all afraid, clearly that's really David. But I think now we have to be asking, when we see David, is it really David?
I'm sure there has to be a tell.
Yeah.
Like something that he does that we know, okay, this is David, this is Butter King.
Yeah, I think for Butter King it's going to be the creep eyes. Because he... With David's face, he gives the creep eyes, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, we got that in the first couple scenes where he was just looking at people like...
All evil, like.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, could you stop looking at people like that, please? Stop. Stop it. Yeah, Brian says he's just going to call him Evil Potato Head.
Oh, that's good too. Or Patrick Star.
Oh, man. Do you have anything else to say about this episode?
No, just things. Things happened.
Yeah.
All things. I hate this show.
Hate and love it. Yes, definitely. It's, man, especially in the sequence in the house with all the sound gone. It's such like a horror movie feel about this show.
And I would like, if somebody out there, if the world's angriest boy in the world is a real book, adapt that book into a horror movie. Like, if you ever seen The Babadook, it could be kind of like that.
Wow. Anyway, that sounds like a fantastically terrifying idea. Chapter 6. David goes back to where it all started. I thought we kind of did that. But I guess mean the therapist?
I don't know. What do they mean by it?
I don't know. They're very vague on purpose, obviously, because, one, how are you supposed to summarize this show? Like,
Yeah, I don't. You don't.
You don't. And two, probably a lot of spoilers rife in talking about such a crazy kind of episode.
Yeah, everything about this show is like really hard to spoil and really easy to spoil.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. Jacob, where can the people find you unless you have anything else to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I could say everything all I can about this show without without giving myself a headache. But You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter, tweeting me throughout the week, throughout the life at To Nowhere Land. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhere Land Society.
You can find me at Clio Moto, and you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts just like this one, but other shows you might also watch. Good night, guys. Butter King.
I just thought of that.